welcome to the Lucky Ones podcast. I am your host, Lucky Wood, and tonight we are joined by the super strong, amazing Canadian polar, Courtney Huycke. I'm so excited to have her. I've been following her for a while now, and she is just making a name for herself in North America. Hello, ma'am. How are you tonight?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Thank you, thank you. Can't complain. It's a nice Thursday out here. Right. We got some people out in the up in the chat. Hello, Michael Nance. Hello, the Drew. Welcome into you both. And yeah, if you are a fan of Courtney, make sure you pop in, say hi, drop a comment, and let's get this show on the road. So obviously, arm wrestling is a very small community, but still a very large community. So for our female arm wrestling fans who might not know you, tell us what got you into this sport.
Well, honestly, like I used to think that arm wrestling was kind of a joke. No offense to anyone. Don't come at me, all the Karens out of the woodwork, but you know what's going to happen. I didn't know it was a sport, and I used to think that, oh, people do that in school or at the bar for money. And even getting into the sport, I didn't realize at first how high of a level, like in particular, people could probably get themselves to.
Yep.
But you know what? Like I was asked to go to one practice. I'm a competitive soccer player, so soccer was kind of my thing. Team sports were my thing. Arm wrestling, apparently now my thing. But I went to one practice and I got hooked, and I've never looked back.
I love that. So competitive soccer, did you do a club up there? How does it work in Canada?
Yeah, so there's like women's league, men's league, and then there's like a co-ed mixed league. So I did play women's league for many, many years. And then I was asked to join a co-ed team, and I thought that was pretty sweet. Like I didn't always get an opportunity to play with the more competitive men because women can be kind of catty. Um,
Right.
and so I was playing, and actually haven't played in over a year because I had an injury during a game, and I broke all the things in my leg. And uh,
Oh,
yeah, I had to have surgery, and I tore my ACL, broke my femur, my meniscus, like all the things.
you weren't lying. You did. That's like it. That's a
I
whole
did it
leg.
all. There's like, what do they call it? Like a triad. And there's actually videos out there of me that my coach has posted on his promoter YouTube. I'm actually at the table arm wrestling on crutches.
I love it.
So like I was just like, I can't stop now. I'm on crutches. I don't care. Like, I mean, you guys know Patrina,
Yeah.
Patrina Brooks. She was so scared to pull me at one point because she's like, I don't want to hurt you, because she's my teammate. And I'm like, you're not going to hurt me. I'll just stop, because I couldn't even put pressure on my foot yet because I hadn't even had surgery. So it's yeah, it's fun. And I'm not even technically supposed to arm wrestle right now. Doctor's orders,
Wow.
but but I am.
I love it. Go fight, win. That's
I'm
amazing. Yeah.
determined. I want to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I broke my leg in September of 2023. And so, but it was just like the bottom of the femur, so nothing crazy like that. So I was wobbling around in a boot for my first tournament.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
it's uncomfortable, but you can still do it, and
Oh,
that's
you can
great.
still do it. I still have to wear I still have to wear my brace,
Okay,
because like when you wrap your leg around the table, or if you put too much pressure in one direction, like it can tear everything again and need surgery again.
gotcha.
So little bits,
Yeah,
little
don't
bit by
do
little
that.
bit, one tournament at a time. That's all I got.
Exactly, exactly. Well, despite all that, like I mean, and I think that just is actually even more impressive with all your accomplishments here that you've had. We'll talk more about it later, obviously, but that's like despite that, you've like really overcome and still been able to really put your name on the map when it comes to arm wrestling. That's very impressive. Good
I'm
job.
trying to anyways, and I can't wait. I'm pretty excited to see, like, when I have a normal leg and a strong leg, how far I can go.
Exactly. Exactly. That's awesome. So what's been kind of your favorite part about arm wrestling?
My favorite part, probably the fact, like, with soccer, like, it's a team driven sport. So this has really challenged me to challenge myself. Like I love that if you lose, you have no one to blame but yourself. If you, I mean, yes, there's sometimes reffing glitches and, hiccups and, inconsistencies, but for the most part, you have no one to
I
blame but
usually just
yourself.
blame Amanda when I lose. It's her fault.
Which Amanda?
It's a
The
lot
world
to,
will never know.
but yeah, so like it's a challenge against me, and what do I need to work on? You rewatch your match. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? I can go to the table and I'm super nice on the table. Everyone tells me I need to be mean on the table. Um, get mean, and I can't find that. I'm struggling to find that, but it's I get to the table and you might not be my friend at the table, but like I'll talk to you after, and it's like, okay, where did you feel this? Where did you feel that? And I love that even though we're against each other on the table, and I want to beat you, I also want to see you go far too.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, so you're kind of like uplifting all of the arm wrestlers at the same time, including yourself. So that's probably my favorite part. Like, and the environment, like it's kind of like a big family. Like I've never been to a tournament where there's, animosity. Like, I mean, you get the odd thing, but like everyone's so friendly. Everyone talks like a family. Everyone wants to help each other. Like that environment is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like hearing the seasoned people coaching the amateurs while they're polling. You really don't know who they're talking to, but they're just giving constant feedback. So I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I definitely love that too. And I love the fact that like even if you do have like a bad or a rougher experience in the sport, like it doesn't ruin all aspects of the sport. Like you can just not go to that tournament again, or you don't go back to that club, or there's plenty. Like yes, we talked a little bit. Yes, it's a small world, but there's still plenty of aspects of this world that you can still be involved in it and without being involved in
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah, you can find ways also to change your perspective because you have to look at the environment that you're in and realize too that you can be a part of the problem as well if you went in there with a different outlook. So it's like, okay, I felt this, but did I contribute to it? And how can I go back and feel better and change your way so it doesn't bother you? Like, how
Right.
do you like don't get involved, but still be involved with tournaments? But like, I'm going to pull, going to support, I'm going to be a part of the community, save the soap opera at home.
Absolutely. I agree.
Definitely.
There's a lot of that right now.
A lot of drama.
And it's not from women, okay? Just want to put that out there. It's not from women. Love you men, but don't say we're the dramatic emotional ones. I can't keep up with everything right now.
It's a
So
lot.
it's a lot.
Yeah, fun times in arm wrestling. I'm just enjoying all the videos that come out.
I was gonna say, like, there's a lot of attention on it. So I mean, what more could we want, really? I mean, it might be drama, but it's attention and media and social media focused, right? So
Yeah.
Right.
And I actually like that I don't have a solid opinion on it because I like to have an opinion based more once I've met somebody and like had a relationship. So I have no general like negativity. So it's just I don't like I'm not picking sides.
yeah, it's just a lot of information floating up there, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I checked out like right after the last East versus West. Like, I'll let it just roll. I was like, I turned off social. I was like, yeah, we got training to do for some other stuff. Go for it.
Yeah, for sure.
She's been killing it. It's been great too, and it's been great to
Killing.
watch.
Yeah.
Um, so when you're not arm wrestling and not obviously doing soccer right now, now with everything, so what's your life look like?
It's super busy. Even though I'm not allowed to do the things, I'm still going to do them. I'm very determined.
I
Rules
love
are meant to be broken.
Yes.
Um, just don't tell anyone. Um,
How much?
But I have a son. I have a 13-year-old son, and so I coach his soccer. Coached that for years, and we're just coming up on our year-end tournament for that. I go to the gym a lot. I train 6 days a week, 5 to 6 maybe. My boyfriend and I, between the two of us, we have 2 dogs. We like to hang out with family and friends. I do table time twice a week. Like, it's super busy. It's life.
I love that. So obviously you mentioned Miss Brooks and dang girl, her as a teammate, like the green monster inside of me is bubbling over because I can only imagine what that is like. So tell us a little bit about training as far as table time and your team and all that stuff.
So, when I first joined the Belleville arm wrestling team, there wasn't, like, from what I know, and like I was going consistently, there wasn't a huge group of us. It was kind of smaller. And now we've grown. It's different like we host two practices a week. And so it's different who can come what days, but it's definitely grown. And we have a great coach, Joe Gould. So like, he's pretty amazing. And so very experienced, very knowledgeable. Again, Patrina, same thing, very knowledgeable, very fast. And patience. Like, they have a lot of patience there. We've got some young kids coming out. Mike Gould, obviously, he doesn't get down here very often, but when he does, like, he's great. Again, very knowledgeable. It's just a great environment, to no animosity within the club.
That's awesome.
And everybody like kind of supports everyone. So like, I mean, last weekend I was at a tournament. I was doing all of the things, working the tournament and competing in it. And like, I'm trying to cover the microphone while I'm cheering on my teammate from the scorekeeping people. I'm like, oh no. So like, it's just a really good team. Like, I love my team. I don't think I could change it for the world. So
That's awesome.
I love that. Yeah, that's the tricky part about being like an announcer or like in charge of like recording stuff. Because I noticed when I did the recordings for like On the Rise, I was like coaching both the people as they were pulling. I was like, dang it, now I gotta mute and put music over.
Right? Like, I know I was on the mic. I was scorekeeping for our provincials, for Ontario provincials, and Patrina does the filming.
Mm-hmm.
And I said something super inappropriate on the mic. It wasn't meant to be inappropriate, but it was super inappropriate. And I'm like, you need to edit that out.
It's all good.
Like, there are children here. It should not be in.
I teach middle school. The amount of things that can turn inappropriate very quickly when you don't mean them to.
Oh,
it's just like,
girl, you got no idea. Like, I'm in grade 8. Like, I'm working in grade 8, and the things that come out of their mouths, like, I don't even know. I don't know the lingo.
Right.
It's so stupid. I now know what my mom felt like when she was listening to us and our slang words and all that stuff. It's like,
I'm sorry, but I said like cool beans growing up. That's
I think ours made more sense. We had like rad and awesome, and yes, right beforehand we had totally tubular, so that was my error. But like, some stuff doesn't make sense at all, and like my daughter has to break it down, and I'm just like, it's just too much.
right.
It's just way too much. Like,
It's
how
so
they
much.
I can't. I'm just like, just stop.
Right.
just stop.
It's gotten to the point where like some things are like triggering now. I'm like, I can't hear it. I can't hear it. If one more child says chicken jockey, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh gosh. I don't get I hate, honestly, I can't stand that whole they're cooking or she ate crap. I'm like, that's just, some of it's really
the one I will jump on, the one that I will jump on every single train and bandwagon is Vibes. Girl, you a whole vibe. I'm good with that one. I love that.
I like the Vibes. Or like, I like when they comment on they call it my fit. Your fit is just On point.
The fit is fitting.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the whole Sigma Beta stuff either. I'm like,
Or like when they're like working their jawline or whatever they do, like they do this.
like, yeah,
Like, what are you doing?
I knew somebody. Yeah, I knew somebody who did
See,
that.
my seventh graders didn't do that, but I coached track, and so then the eighth graders, and they taught my seventh grade beautiful track stars, and I was like, no, no again.
And all the kids now are going around going, "Oh, I'm tweaking." I'm like, "You're what?" Because back in the day, that meant, and I'm like, "No, no, you're not. You're not saying that word."
See,
So,
Right.
but
And they used to do that
tripping.
thing where they're like doing this. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? Don't do that.
Okay, well, I guess I'm the next, like the generation under you guys because we did that, but we also did tripping. Like I'm tripping, and so my parents thought that that was like, tweaking or what. They were like, you can't say. It's like, no, it's not tripping like that. It's tripping like you're getting upset for no reason.
Yeah.
get that a little bit because, like, if you trip over yourself, you stumble over
Right.
your words, you get frustrated. But no, when we said I was tripping, we were doing
We
acid.
were tripping.
Yeah, we were on acid, and tweaking meant, some other stuff.
Right, 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 right.
So we got to keep it family friendly. But I'm like, stop saying that word. It's almost like, do you guys not sound how like uneducated you sound? Like y'all have no common sense.
They
You're
don't
book smart.
care.
This,
Right.
Do
Like
yeah.
not
my
care.
boyfriend, like last week, or not last week, sorry, we have a camping trailer and we were at the trailer playing bingo with my son and a bunch of other kids. And he was trying to teach this kid, I think he said capital letter or something. And I'm like, it's not a capital letter, it's an uppercase. You have to learn the lingo of the teaching. Like they don't teach that anymore.
Right.
Oh, it's hard. I feel like my IQ drops every time they start talking.
What do they call? Yeah, because even with Common Core math, they it's not like rounding up or carrying over. They call it something else now.
You
It's
go to your neighbor
crazy,
or something like that. I don't even know.
right?
It's yeah, because it's like you borrow.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah.
It got dropped here because the teachers actually had to go back to school to learn it. And so it's done here. And the whole purpose of Common Core came from a teacher, I want to say like up New York, Massachusetts. He created it so we as this is from my understanding, so I could be wrong, go Google it. That USA, the America's testing scores, we don't compete and we're not up to the standards as China and all that. And I'm like, and we never will be. No. So it was a way to just make us more, I don't try to make us look a little bit smarter, more educated. And it really wasn't because to me, it did not make sense. You're making math harder.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's dropped here. As far as I know, it's not taught, or at least my
Interesting.
daughter will not bring the math to me. So,
Welcome in out of tune. How are you doing? They said, Yo, Lucky. How excited is everyone for tomorrow? Gabby is looking strong and Jocelyn is looking very confident. I'm telling you, girl, it is going to be the match.
I
Um,
am super
I don't
excited.
care what anybody says. I understand that there are more quote unquote entertaining matches, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, for me, this is match of the night already. I can't tell you who's gonna win it. Tell you who I want to win it, but I'm not going to. I can tell you, and even then, I'm so wishy-washy. I feel like it changes every like 62 hours on who I want to win.
It's hard. It's hard when you see two really good female arm wrestlers
that you
and you're
like?
that you like and pull well, and you're like, who do we choose? Right? Like it's
I
like I remember watching the Fia and Malin match, and I'm like, oh, I love the Sweden team. Like I love the Sweden team. I want both to win, and they love each other. So I'm just like, ah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we don't know what we're going to see from Jocelyn
yeah,
because we know what we've had and we know that she got a taste of something and she probably went back and she's revamping, remapping everything. So what we will get from her to me will be unexpected, which is I think more of a reason to watch.
yeah,
100%. Yeah, because that Egglet match happened so fast after the Sarah match. When you only have 3 weeks to pull two world level athletes, two elite athletes. There are very few people that can, and no offense to her, she'll admit it. There's very few people that can show up and say, I gave 110% at that match, going
Yeah.
back to back like that. And so I think now that she's had the time, and the training and knows who her and knew who her opponent was gonna be, like I don't think anybody can compare how she prepped for Eglay to how she's going to be able to prep or how she's been able to prep for Gabby. So that's going to be a whole different lady on that table for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is going to be a whole different match. I just,
Mhm.
it's all completely new. And let's be real, she's getting these chances pretty fast, honestly. And I'm not disagreeing that she doesn't deserve it because Jocelyn is like representing some of us here. Like you, again, what I told Gabby and Sarah, like they're our America's sweethearts, but Jocelyn is like, she's representing us too. We love her. We're absorbing you. USA loves Canada. So I think whatever happens from here too, you're going to constantly see a different Jocelyn because she's going to be constantly evolving
Yeah.
and because she's still got, like, again, she's got so much more to go and learn and the other more seasoned, so she's going to learn more from them as well and go back, readjust, revamp, and keep coming at it and approaching it like with, for lack of, or like balls to the walls.
Yeah, and they're two very different pullers too, right? So,
Right.
I
Hmm.
mean, I'm super interested to watch. I can't wait because, I've watched Gabby forever and I've watched Jocelyn since, my coach told me to watch her because he's seen her pull a lot. So, um, and I've talked to Jocelyn a lot. So I, I'm just super excited for her that she's got these opportunities. And, I remember Devin Larrett coming to me like a couple months ago. I was seeing him at a tournament and I was like, like I was talking to him and he's like, do you really want to commit to this sport? Do you really want to commit? And I was like, I want to be the next Jocelyn. Of course I want to commit to this sport. Like, of course I do. Like, I'm going all the way.
I love it.
Exactly. Yeah, hell yeah.
Do it. And I think that's and like I think like you said before, it's just there are so many opportunities that await us. We just need the ladies to be able to show up and pick up and say, we're here and we're here to stay and we're here win or lose and we're here to build each other up. Like I mean, we're not gonna continue to get anywhere in this sport if we're cutting each other down, doing drama, doing this, doing that, blah 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 and not showing up and putting in the work. Like I can list off 2,400 women in the world, but I can only list off 24 that are really showing up and putting in the work, and I
And I
think
think
that, go
I
ahead.
think that also like when we talk about losses, like it sucks to lose, but nobody likes to lose. Of course they don't. However, being like someone like myself, I was strong before I even entered the sport. Like I had a solid base of muscle. So, I was strong right off the get go. But I mean, my teammate was Patrina Brooks. I was losing to her every tournament. Like, come on. But experience versus strength, it's the math never maths really in arm wrestling. So I think that
Right.
when you talk about losses, you can't really grow if you don't lose. So with
Yep.
losing comes growth. So
Yep.
you only can grow and
100%.
it's only to the top from here. You can only go up. So
For real.
Yeah. If you're going down, it's your own fault. It's your own fault. If you're not progressing, it's your own fault.
absolutely, I
So,
agree.
yeah. Mm-mm.
No, and I do love this comment. I think it's going to be one of those matches where it doesn't matter who wins or loses, the sport will win either way. It's going to be a ridiculously intense, or it's going to be ridiculously intense.
I
And
agree.
Yeah, it'll
talking
be
about
super intense. And
Gabby and stuff.
I would love to see the Egla match, like another rematch with them at some point. I don't know when that might happen. You never know. But
I
I just with
later
the
down.
proper training in place, like I think it would.
And yeah, and I'm on Jocelyn's side. I saw favoritism in reffing. In my opinion, it could be wrong. It really could, I'm an outsider looking in. Um, but as like some of the announcers were saying, that could just like every time Jocelyn said Igloo was loading and loading, it could have just been a more experienced type of thing. So again, Jocelyn's going to constantly be getting new things and adjusting, as opposed to nobody's really going to know how Jocelyn's going to adjust. So she's always going to be a surprising puller for a while, for a very like a long time, in my opinion.
Well, and you
So
never know when your opportunity is going to come too, and who your opportunity is going to come from. So it's important that even if you lose, you're still, yes, you're frustrated, but you still stay on that grind. You still stay on the gym. You still stay positive. You still build others up because you know, there are some that say that Jocelyn, because of what happened with Eglay, maybe shouldn't have gotten this match. But obviously, a bunch of people disagreed, and even Gabby handpicked
okay,
her.
so but let's
So
let's go ahead and talk though. So we had Gabby on the card regardless. It was going to be Sarah. If not, they probably would have tried it. Heidi just pulled her knuckles up, so that wasn't going to be. And everybody likes Gabby and Sarah going back and forth, even though I love the ladies so much. I do feel like their match has been overdone. Who the hell else is going to pull Gabby and match it in an open weight thing? Who else was going to stand up for it? Jocelyn.
right.
And the next person I would think Jocelyn would have been Sarah Wilson. And I honestly, and Ashley, so if we're really trying to stay more in like as close as possible weight class, but if we're going further down in the weight class, I can't think of anybody who would jump on that and want to pull her and be put on a showcase, who is not scared to get flash pinned, And let's be honest, we really don't want to see those matches. We want to see wars.
Yeah,
And I
the
think
rapport
that's what we got to see more out of some women. And I see a lot of that with the Canadian women personally.
with the
Yeah,
wars
y'all
or with the
Canadian
people.
With the
ladies are
wars,
crazy.
even
I
just
love
with
y'all
just
so
Canadian
much.
against Canadian, I do. I see that. So, and if not, I'm going India. I'm gonna say Brazil. Um, not seeing a lot of huge from American women right now. But then again, I'm off social for a while right now. Um, so I don't know. Like, I would love to see more Team USA women stuff like that. That would really great. Like if we can make a team like Sweden does, but I couldn't even think of like the top five that I would put on.
Oh, I
That
could. They would all
that
have
would
to. They would all have to start getting along.
yeah, that would be
That too,
dramatic.
yes.
So yeah.
Would be a tall order. All right, Courtney, back to you, love bug.
Yes.
We kind of rabbit
I could
trailed a
talk
little
all day
bit.
with that stuff.
But I want to get back to getting to know you, if you don't mind. I mean, we'll still obviously chill chat about other
Of
stuff
course,
too.
of course.
But we talked about training. You talked about kind of being on the table. You got Patrina and all that jazz. When are you able to do like arm wrestling specific things as far as like the gym work goes, or like how's your leg rehab working in with like working out at the gym and things?
Um, I just push through the pain. I can't do it. Sucks. Like until I entered arm wrestling, I never really cared about weight or anything. Like I've always been really active. I've always been in, all of the sports, soccer primarily, but like all of the sports. So, I mean, you'd need big legs to play soccer. But in arm wrestling, everyone's got little chicken legs because legs aren't important and you got to cut weight. So nobody trains legs. That was a little bit different for me. Um,
I train
so that was a
legs.
little weird. But yeah, I do a lot of arm wrestling specific exercises, probably 5-ish times a week. I do a lot of upper body stuff. I do follow a program. Um, yeah, like I, have a lot of handles. My boyfriend has a lot of handles. He's kind of like a huge pusher and he's super proud of me and is pushing me to be my best self. Like he'll be there and be like, go, go, go. Are you going to fail now? Fine. Do you want no weight? Here's no weight. Like, no, he
I
pushes
love
me
that.
to, and I hate
You
when you get
love
on
slash hate
tables
that so much.
or like when he's like, hey, you're here, pull air. No, I'm not pulling air. He's like, well, you wanted to train light, right? Like, so he pushes me.
I love
Um,
that too.
or like, I hate getting on a table with a guy. There's nothing I hate more than when they don't give you enough resistance.
Yep.
Because they think you're weak, or they think that you don't know what you're doing if you just meet them or whatever. Like, I love someone who, like, Matt will just stand there and he'll just hold me, and I'll be like, come on, man, like, you got to let me move you a little bit. And he does. But at first, like, I can appreciate that he grips me like you would grip a dude.
Right.
Because I don't want you to take it easy on me. Like, I want to be challenged.
Nice.
I love that. Yeah, I think practicing with guys is a big thing that we talk about on the show because Amanda has a woman that comes to her practice occasionally, but she's mostly training with her team. I just recently got a lady here in Virginia that I've been able to train with a little bit, but it's mostly been all guys that I train with as well too. And so it's one of those things where it's like one of those like catch 22 things. Like I think both of us, Amanda and I both we love that, but at the same time it's like, okay, well, give me that female hand too.
Yeah.
So
It's good to have like a diverse group of men too, like different sizes. Like, we have a lot of different weight categories in our club, and we have a lot of different experience. One person I specifically am thinking of, like, he does have a smaller hand. So, like, it's still a man's hand, but it's a lot smaller than, say, my coach's hand. So, like, two very different pullers, very different weight class. So I like to train with him a lot. He's knowledgeable, he's experienced, and he's got a smaller hand, more comparable to a female's. But, I always say, when people ask me, I always say that, like, arm wrestling with men is like my secret weapon because it does make me stronger. And it's like my secret ingredient. But, because when I travel, like, I've traveled, like, most recently, like, I traveled to Rochester for a MAC event. And, meeting some Americans there, they were like, we don't have any girls that come out. Well, who cares? Who cares? Train, like, and I was talking to her husband and I was like, pull her like this, like, pull her by the wrist instead of pulling by the hand. You still work some muscle, you still get the same movement of your body, like, don't be scared to train with men. There's some clubs here like that too, where women are scared to train with men. And it's like, no, don't be scared. Like, push them out of the way, push them off the table. They're like, men take over the tables, push them out. I don't care.
And men are not going to wait for you to be asked. They want you to see the initiative because they're
Yeah,
not there to hold you need to want it just as much as they did. And I like that because to me, that is a show of respect and not going, let's hold the lady's hand. So I appreciate that. Like, you came here to practice, you want it, show it.
absolutely. I agree.
definitely, definitely. So where's kind of been your favorite place to compete at? So you've traveled a lot
Oh,
in Canada.
um, yeah, I try to get out as much as I can. Ooh, for me, I really like, there's an event here called Farm Wrestling.
Okay.
Um, and I really love that event. They have some pretty sweet trophies. They're one of a kind. Like, I really wanted to go to Michigan State where they have the gorilla, but I didn't make it there this year. Next year, it's on my bucket list. But I kind of look out for, like, unique things. So I really like farm wrestling. I really like, our Ottawa Open is really, like, a huge event,
Yeah.
like, massive. So I really love going there. This year, like, or last year, last November was, like, my first time going, and it was, like, great atmosphere. Um, Eric is a really great promoter, really great person, runs a really smooth event.
We love Eric. He's so great.
Um, and what else? Like, I went to Brockville Rib Fest. Like, that was really great. The arm melter, I got my arm melter, my first belt. That was pretty awesome. So, like, I'm kind of all over, but I think my two favorites would probably be farm wrestling and probably Ottawa Open.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your weight class?
I compete in 176 and under, but I typically pull up because there's not a lot of women. I found there's not a lot of women right now in the 176. So oftentimes I'm not going to just pay for my medal. Like, I think that's a cop out, and I don't really like that. I'm going to compete. So I want to pull up. So if there's nobody in my weight class, I'll just pull up. It is what it is. So right now I was thinking about going down a weight class just because there's more competition. But again, at the same time, I mean, those girls, a lot of them are new, or, I don't really care if I'm down to 154. Like, I don't know. It's so hard to tell where I want to be. And the weight classes everywhere you go are so different. Like last weekend, the weight class was 154 and under and 155 and up. Right. So like you're 155 competing against like a 300-pound girl, like, which is fine. Don't get me wrong, but there's advantages and disadvantages across the board, really. So right now I'm competing in the 176 and under, or 154 to 176.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah. My next super match is set at, I believe we agreed on 155 or 160, one of those two. I can't remember.
And it's Danielle?
Yeah, that's with Danielle. She was very hard. Like, she doesn't want to cut weight. So I'm totally cool with that. I'll be the one to cut weight. That's fine.
Nice. No, that'll be a really awesome match for you both. I'm really excited. And have you pulled at a MAC event before, and how do you feel about like the tables and stuff? Like, do you feel like comfortable on them yet, or you're still getting used to it, or?
I like my very first event. I didn't go to watch the MAC event. I went to watch, well, I did, but like I went there because I couldn't go to Vegas because my knee was just destroyed still. So I couldn't go to Vegas where I wanted to go. And it was on the same time, it was the same day, I think. And I went to go test my endurance because they had a no elimination tournament after. And so I went to go test my endurance because in female arm wrestling, you don't get to test that. Like with men, they've got like 30 competitors. Females, you get like 4 sometimes around here. So, I wanted to test my endurance. I felt comfortable on the table there. I did pull Bethany there, which was pretty awesome. I took home 4 gold medals. Sorry. I took 4 gold home there. So I felt really comfortable on the table. I've had some wins and losses on it. I don't know. I like it. I feel like there's more to learn. There's always more to learn. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't feel like there's an advantage either way. She's been on a MAC table. She's been in lots of super matches. I haven't. We'll see how it goes. It's just an honor to really pull with her. Like, I really am inspired by her in the sport. So
was your last super match on a MAC table, or was it
my last super match was on a MAC table, yes.
Okay. All right. I couldn't remember if y'all pulled on a MAC table or not. Was that a MAC event?
Where?
The one against when you pulled Friday?
Oh no, that was a regular table.
Okay. Gotcha. Because that was a super match, wasn't it? Or y'all just
No, it wasn't. It was a tournament, but because I was coming in on the A side and had to lose 3 times.
Gotcha. Okay, that's where I was like confused. I think that's where my confusion came. I thought y'all had a super match because I saw y'all pull multiple times. I gotcha. Yeah. Makes sense now. My bad. Awesome. So, who's somebody that you really like? You've gotten in the sport. You're starting to like get into it, see everybody. Who's somebody that you kind of looked up to, or somebody that you're like, yeah, they're my favorite.
Oh, I definitely have a favorite. My favorite female arm wrestler is definitely Fia. Fia is like hands down to that girl. Like, I adore her. I watch every single video. Like, I love the Swedens. Like, I love the Swedish team. Like, they are like a little tight knit family. Like, I love it. Like, and I want that here for us. It's tough to get.
I love it. Yeah. Fia's one of our favorites too. So definitely
she's a fruitcake. She's hilarious. That whole group, all of them. They're just some
Why
funny
wasn't I born Swedish? Dang it.
I think my heritage is like somewhere over there. I don't know. Either way, we're going here soon.
Nice. I finally asked my birth mother what my white side was because I never thought to ask her. Somebody asked me, they were like, "What's your white side?" I was like, "I don't know, I'm just white."
It's most likely Eastern European, I bet you.
Irish,
Hmm.
so yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, "Dang, both my sides could not catch a break, Irish and black." Dang.
So funny.
I was impressed from the start.
I'm going to hell for laughing.
Wanted to say it. So, what's been kind of the what's it really? You talked a little about your tournament. You said sorry, say it again. Farm wrestling.
Farm wrestling, yeah, because it
Farm
happens on a
wrestling.
farm.
Okay, makes sense. I didn't know if you had to like arm wrestle like the equipment or something. Like they
No,
brought
so
in.
we get these
Now you gotta
giant,
get the
I say the giant cocks, but
That
like
is
giant.
so cool.
Love it.
So like if you get first place, you get a giant rooster.
Rooster.
That's so cool. I love it. Uh, Now I have another one to add to my bucket. I really want to go get a bison. Does
Oh,
bison does bison do first, second, and third?
yep. First, second, and third. And I was really, I was kind of disappointed because Ottawa Open is supposed to be like, it is huge. Don't get me wrong. So, I asked my coach and I said, should I go in the novice? Should I go in the open? Like, what should I do? They're like, well, you only get one chance at novice, really. Like, so do novice. It's just unfortunate how it lines up because they do the open and then on the Saturday and then on the Sunday they do the novice, because if it was reversed, I would have pulled the novice and then based on my outcome, I would have pulled open as well.
Makes
So
sense.
unfortunately I didn't get that option to go back in time, but next year I'll pull the open. Still a good experience, but I didn't get a bison.
How many women are typically there?
This year for the under 154 class specifically, there was 10, I think. Katrina
Nice.
said 10.
Yeah.
So there was a good amount of women there for that one. Even in the 176 class, I believe there was at least 6. I could be wrong, but there was a good amount of women.
So listen, so Michigan will definitely be worth your time because we were there last year and between the 3 classes, we counted 19 women.
Okay.
So that was awesome.
I
And
think no, but this past year, I thought it was 21 this past year and 19 the year before.
no, I think y'all had like 11 or 12 the year before and we had 19. Just go back. Just call Steve.
No, because so there was 9 in my class on the first year that I ever went. There was 9 in my class, which was the 161 and up, and then in the 160 there was another 6, and then there were 2 in the bottom. So that would have been 21. Okay, so it was 21 and then 19, which is still really good.
Yes, and we had a chance at winning the Harley, and Steve is really hoping one day that he can have it a separate where women can wear the Harley and there'll be a men thing too. And it's ran really good at the event. It's really nice. The host hotel is great. So, and if you're just wanting to have those extra women and you're pulling different rules too, because I don't know all the rules up in Canada, but AAA is probably one that has like the least amount of rules, and it's very simple. It's just one page. You can read it. You can get it all done right there. It's not a freaking manual like IFA and WAF. So
that'll be very different for me because I do ref as well. Like I'm certified level 1 ref in Canada, so like it's
nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's super. That'll be different for me to be like, hey, these are different rules, but I mean, no big deal. Because Mac has different rules too, and
right.
I those ones
that's
too,
how you. And I think that's what I think that will help you be more of a diverse puller in learning stuff because in humbling you, because I was like, I went there and I was like, crap, AAA completely forgot, and then I realized like I'm not practicing a lot of AAA. I'm wanting to practice the other stuff, and I'm like, well, shit on me. We got to put this in the mix up more if I'm coming back, because I got humbled real quick, but it was worth it. It was worth the 14-hour drive for sure. It was a great experience.
Right. And I have family there in Michigan, so it'd be nice to see them too.
Go.
And I mean, I really wanted to go to Michigan to try and get a chance at a Harley. I don't ride a motorbike, but who doesn't want to say they have a Harley? But I'll learn real fast.
Right.
Or someone will buy it. But
Hey,
I
Brandy.
there's some girls there that I really have my radar on, so that I really want to grip up with. So that's why I really wanted to go this year. But
Yeah.
We missed you, but me and my gorilla say thank you.
congratulations. Maddie
Okay,
said it was amazing. Like I pull with Maddie a lot from London team, and she's really great. So
Oh yeah.
she said it was a pretty decent event.
there were
Oh,
yeah, there was a handful of new women there too, in
mhm.
just about each weight class. And I love that the juniors had a great one because the Bills family, they have a good their whole family I think arm wrestles and they did a great stuff. So
Yeah.
um
Yeah, Kelly's
yeah,
definitely someone I want to grip up with for sure.
Oh
it
yeah. A
yeah.
match with you and Kelly would be absolutely incredible, in my opinion. I would love to see
That's
that.
what I've heard a lot of people say. So who knows? Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Go get a taste at the tournament and then be like, that's super match next. I think I have a yeah.
And super matches are new to me, right? Like it's very different than pulling in a tournament. Um,
Truly.
so I mean, last weekend I had lots of breaks to pull in between my matches, whereas in a super match you don't get a long break. So
Yeah.
it's very different. You gotta think on your feet and you know
Right.
take a different plan of action really fast.
Definitely.
But practicing that endurance, like you said, that helps in all
Absolutely,
situations. Because
yeah.
if sometimes when you're in a tournament and there's only like four girls or whatever, then they're gonna run left and right, back to back, just to get you through, so you don't have to wait around. Some people won't, some people will. So you have to be ready for that. I think more with women. So, but I do appreciate tournaments when no women show up except for maybe one, and we are allowed to get some work in with the amateur class, maybe anywhere from 0 to 176. But I also like it if the guys welcome it because it's just learning. We're not coming to take, don't get me wrong, that would be nice. I honestly don't think I could walk away with a dude's medal in a man's class because I don't care for the opposite. But I want the men
I
to
place in the
want.
men's class and I take that medal.
That's not my point. My point is I want the men to want me there and help me because I
Yes.
don't want it the other way.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't
see,
want them to think you're coming
It's
in.
a yeah, it's a
I
respectful
I
thing.
get it. And so I will say, just for disclaimers, that only really happens when I pull here in Virginia, and the Virginia and North Carolina guys get so excited. Like they're like, "Oh, you almost had me." Like they are so supportive of me as a female arm wrestler that I absolutely like if I got the opposite vibes, then I would be more like consider and be like, "All right, like this is your thing." But the fact that like I mean, I have guys when I walk into VAL, they run up to me like, "Please tell me you're pulling in the class. We want to grip up with you again."
Which I love that. I love
Yeah.
that because that's how it should be. Like, and they should want to help you. And I love when like I haven't pulled in a men's class, but like I love at practice when I practice with the guys and someone I'm thinking of someone in particular. He's a heavier dude and pulls in the heavy weights, but he like I remember we spar a lot, and he said, and I pinned him, and I was like, was that real? Like, did that just happen? And he's like, no, that was for real. Like, I was really trying. You got me good.
Aw, that's the best.
Yeah, when the men want to see us succeed just as much as they get success, that's that family bonding unity, and then it's almost where you don't see the different the sexes. You see that they're bringing in the equality and the family is growing bigger.
You're another athlete to
Hmm.
them.
You know,
Yep.
and female and males, like they pull very differently, I've noticed. Right now, female arm wrestlers do a lot of top rolling. Um, they do like this little duck thing. I don't really, whatever. I don't know. It's like a duck, right? When your hand goes back when you lose your hand. But like, I just, they pull very differently. So it gives you, like, for both of us, it gives you like an opportunity to train that different style.
Yeah. There's very few women that I can think of just by who I've met and seen that can switch up and do both. And I feel like when you start off, that's kind of like all what men want to teach you to do. But in aspect when you're inside the hook, it hurts more. So I get starting in the top roll, but because when you're getting in and no one tells you how bad the elbows hurt. They just
No
say
one
your
tells
arms
you
are
about
gonna
the
hurt.
pain when you can't drive home.
Yeah, it's the elbows for me. I have to sleep like I'm on a crucifix at night. I don't want to bend. I don't want to bend my arms at night at all. It hurts so much in the
Mr.
morning.
Peanut says it's because some of us guys like holding hands with girls. Goofy.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love it. But yeah,
Mhm.
no, I definitely, I mean, honestly, it just depends. Like, cause I've been working hard at, doing several different styles on the table and just kind of feeling, all right, what am I gonna go into based off of their grip?
Yeah.
Sometimes I make the wrong call because I'm still not 100% um elite in any way, shape, or form, or even pro in any way, shape, or form. But it's definitely been fun to pull like the different styles of ladies because, like, I mean, Michigan State was the first time last year, and then this year again, where I really got exposed to the Canadians and how y'all pull. And it was just like, oh man, and so that's why I'm saying, like, I mean, I would love to be able to get up there and practice and pick y'all's brain some more
That'd be
too,
amazing.
you know.
We'd love to have you for sure.
Yeah, yeah. We're
Mm.
planning the trip. Planning the trip.
Mm.
Have you competed at recent MAC events and been successful? Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. Asa, she is kicking some booty up in Canada. So taking
I
home
try.
gold after gold after gold.
Yeah, I mean, I got my first MAC event was MAC 3 in Toronto, and I did the no elimination tournament. I took home 4 golds. I pulled a lot of ladies. I pulled 2 different weight classes. 160, I believe, or 165 was the weight class, and then the heavyweights. So 165 and then 165 and up. So I pulled both weight classes. There was a lighter weight one that Coach Ray's wife, Tina, went into.
Right.
And so I didn't get to pull with them, but yeah, it was super fun, super different challenge with the table, bigger pads. Um, I do like, I've never had an elbow foul until Ontario provincials. So really, I never had one until this year. So I was really proud of that. I was like, yay, my first elbow foul. That's how I finished that match. But so, I mean, it was a little different, like getting warnings and stuff. But I love that, you can hop your elbow, or I love that you have that entire space of the pad to drag or whatever you need to do. So I really like that experience. I've had a couple super matches on the MAC table I had Jenny Radford, I went right with super match. Gina went left with me. I went on a super match that was in Picton at the farm. Had another super that was at Challenger Series 1, and then the MAC Challenger Series 2 in Rochester. I was in that one. Pulled right and left. Right was like a last minute type thing. My first competitor was like, "Oh, my right's hurting. Can we pull left?" So I pulled left. That was fine. But Maddie came up and was like, it was like 3. I had worked all day, so like 10 in the morning till like 3:30, and she's like, we have a match?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I don't care, whatever." She kicked my ass, and that's fine. I gave her a hug. I think that's great. But yeah, so I've had a few super matches. So on to the next MAC 4. Promoter reached out to me and said, "We think you're capable, and we think that you're at that level to pull." They asked me who they think I would want to pull, and I didn't have an answer because sometimes you don't see yourself in that light.
Right.
If that makes any sense, especially like I'm a year and a half into the sport. So you don't see yourself. I mean, yeah, I've got gold medals, but you don't I think in my first year, I've got like 26 gold medals, 28 gold medals, but like, you don't see yourself like that.
Right.
So I don't know, it's weird for me. So anyways, they're like, we think you're capable and we think it'd be an amazing match for you to go against Danielle. And I was like, oh, okay, bring it on. I love watching her. I've loved following her. So I think that's great. I can't wait to meet her.
I think sometimes too, when you're looking at yourself and you don't think of yourself as a certain player, then you're gonna underplay your hand and pick somebody that may not be what you need to for the next level. So I think when somebody else says, I want you to try this, it's like I'm letting you know I see something in you, which is gonna be like, aha. And then you're gonna want it more. And
Yeah.
then you're gonna train more. And then if you lose, you're gonna be like, but they said I can get it. So I'm going to come back even harder now. So I like that aspect when someone sees in you what you haven't seen yet, and it just makes you hungrier.
Yeah, it's hard, especially here in Ontario, because our rankings aren't done because arm wrestling is so small of a pool. They
Mhm.
haven't broken it down into like the 154, the 176, the 180, like the heavyweights. They've only got two classes under 154 and up. So right now, I'm sitting probably like I'm probably top four under Jocelyn, Heidi, and Sarah. So
So
like, do
it
you know
doesn't
what I
make
mean?
sense.
So
Yeah, that's we have down here, there's this Southeast rankings, and you have people who have been pulling for a year, but are in the same category with Sarah Bachman. And I'm like, that I'm sorry. I feel like I would be insulting Sarah if, we're on the same. I'm like, no. And I think sometimes if you care less about rankings, you will achieve more.
absolutely, I agree, and that's why like there were people that came to me and were like, your name needs to be on the ranking list. And I'm like, I did reach out and be like, why isn't it? But at the end of the day, I didn't push it because I was like, I don't care. I
Right.
care about who's my next match. How do they train? How am I going to get them? What do I need to do? What work do I need to put in? And then what's next after that? Like I always want to look ahead and not just about paperwork and statistics and that kind of jazz. But and then again, on the other side, when they ask who I want to pull, like I also don't want to say someone who's not going to give me a challenge. I
Right.
Yep.
don't want a flash pin. I
Right.
don't want a flash pin. If I'm going to drive 3 hours to go to an event for a super match and it be televised and my family's watching and like all these people are watching for 2 seconds, like I just don't. I don't feel like there's any growth in that for me.
True. Well, or we talk about this a lot too. Or it's the other hand. Do you really want somebody who is going to play with you on the table and make you think you have something and then just walk you over? A lot of us look at it going, all right, if somebody wants to flash pin you, it's because they don't want to see what you can do. They just need to get you out the way.
They're
Because,
scared of you.
yes, so it's almost like a sign of respect.
True.
I don't want to see what you can do on the table. All I need to do is like, I just got to beat you. So, but I get what you're saying both too. So there's just always different ways, always
Yeah,
different
Well,
absolutely.
perspectives
I
I
too.
mean,
appreciate
and
that
that just
perspective.
goes to then that just goes into picking the right opponent.
Absolutely.
And
And
if you also look at it that way with the respect, then going and chasing the losses won't be so bad. And I think that will help women see it different because we talk about why women won't show up and fear of losing, coming out of your comfort zone. You want to be
that's
good at
why I'm
something.
ghosting my next match.
So that's why Lucky won't. That's why Lucky won't ever pull me in a super match.
That's why I don't
She
want to have a
she
super
gets me in
match.
tournaments. She's like, no, because if she gets better one day, or no, I'm just joking. No,
Not if, and you definitely 100% have.
but but I learned from Lucky when all last year she did quantity over quality. So she got into the mix of things. You get and you pull and you get the nerves, but you still get the excitement. So you keep going so you can adjust and adapt. So you got the times when you're fasted, you didn't eat right, you're so nervous, you're having the nervous peas, maybe the nervous shits, who knows? Like she put herself in each type of category to see where she did her best and then she adjusted better this year and she's got quality and she's already knocking out goals. So I think that's a good way to look at it is like your first time in. quantity. Like I just need to get quantity because I need to get the time and the practice. And then next it's the next level. Okay, quality. Which tournaments do I really want to go to chase the women that I want to go after? Then next time it's like, okay, super matches, money. I deserve money. So I think it helps with a level of training too. And just goals.
Yep,
Absolutely, I
putting it out
agree.
there now. My left is undefeated. You better put some money on the line if you want it.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah. So I mean,
but
and that means she's knowing her worth now, and she showed it. So I think that's cool too.
No, it's great
appreciate you.
for sure.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm just excited because when you come back from, Bulgaria, I'm gonna be able to pull with a world champion. It's gonna be great. I'll be like, yeah, let's go, world
If I
champion.
if I
And you'll
get
be
it'll be right-handed. My left is not wanting to be up to par. It's going to be resting pretty much the whole time until I get there.
That's fair.
So yeah, I mean, it's my weaker arm anyways, but damn elbows and pulling men.
Why can't the arms just be the same? All right, I don't know
Uh,
if he's still here, but Ozzy wanted me to ask you why you are called the Hammer.
um it's a good question. I'm not quite sure. Someone mentioned it on, I think, my neighbor down the street, to be honest. He mentioned it on a feed, like on a thread on Facebook, and it kind of just took off, I guess. I don't really know.
I love it.
I love it.
Courtney, the Hammer Hike. I
And I
love
think, like, because I was brand new in the sport and I was just, taking home the wins, like, a lot.
Hammering it down.
We just, yeah, Hammer. We're gonna have to call you Courtney the Hammer Hike. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I love
I,
it.
you're gonna have to come out to Hammer Time. Mr. Peanut's already making some jokes in there.
Well, and then you've got recently Philip Larson. He the Viking. He wanted his name to be Hammer, and
Mhm.
they were like, "Nope, sorry, there's already one."
Went to a woman first.
That's amazing. She made Philip Larson change his name effective today.
I said he looked like a garden gnome, a big one, but a garden gnome.
That's amazing.
I mean, he could be Sledgehammer if you're Hammer. He can be
Oh, he
Sledgehammer. There's two
There you
different
go.
there's multiple types of hammers.
There's no right.
But just
guess we'll
remember,
have to battle it out on the table.
Philip, you're
Arm
still
wrestle for the
second.
name. Winner takes the name.
I get two hands though.
Yeah.
And some bands.
Yes, and a foot on the table underneath. But no matter what, Philip, you'll still be second hammer. No matter what. So.
I'm here for it. Hi, Woody. Welcome in. All right, so where do you see arm wrestling heading in the next 5 to 10 years? Obviously, with you at the helm, my friend, because you just want to take it to bigger and better things.
I'm very, if you haven't noticed, I'm very opinionated and I have a lot of ideas in my head. So
I love
little
it.
bit of ADHD going on, but he I want arm wrestling to be more mainstream. Like where I'm from, like, yeah, you have the people that know about it. But like when I went into work in school and people were like, what'd you do on the weekend? Well, I was at an arm wrestling tournament. What is that? Like, the schools here, like where I am locally within the hour, don't even know what it is or that it's a thing. Whereas if you go 3 hours east to Ottawa, there's high school tournaments. There's, like all of that. Quebec has it. Like it's crazy insanity. So I'd love first step for like local high schools to adapt it as like a mainstream sport so that we get more youth in. That'll be a huge draw for the up and comers, like, in 5 years.
Well, and their
So
parents too, because they're if the kid comes home with it and the dad decides or the mom decides, hey, let's get into this, then then that gives you athletes now too, not
And
just
the
in the
li
absolutely.
future.
and the liability in the sport is no different than hockey, lacrosse, and football. You can break something that I actually think it's probably at least
I was gonna
dangerous.
say it's definitely less than hockey and
I
football.
mean, you'll have some breaks and ligaments, but can't think of anybody getting like skull fractures, broken spines.
Lose your
Unfortunately,
teeth.
Ron will blow a knee out, so there's one aspect on that one.
Yeah, but he's
Um,
old, so it doesn't count.
no, I mean, I don't know about you, man. My hamstrings have gotten some fire before, and I've gotten some massive Charlie horses, so who knows? But I think that's
But
the
I mean, your big breaks.
yeah, so yeah, I've already done that, so that one's out the way. Once you get those big injuries or those ones, you're gonna probably get some that are over and over, which are more likely your tears and your ligament tears and bicep, all that stuff. But people still come back from that, you know. Um, but yeah, I don't see why it's not either. I really think if someone has a kid at the high school, the parents need to kind of push for it, give something else to do, and tell the teachers, hey, why don't you come and get involved first,
Yep.
and let's do a little exhibition. You know, we can go off school, you know, because a church can do it for you. You can do it at a Y or whatever. You can do it in the park. You know, come, come learn, come study it, but do it like wholeheartedly. Give me 2 months with it, and then let's talk about how we can put it in with the schools.
Absolutely.
Amanda, we're
It's no
getting
different than
scolded
like
in the
them
chat that
finding
we
a
can't be late. We can't have her be late to practice, so we need to get through.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay. No, hey, I
oh no,
got
it's
you.
well, whatever. I'm fine.
No, don't. No, 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 no. You need no, no. You need more
They'll
ass.
make me run suicides. It's fine. That's always a joke. You're running suicides if you're late.
Oh gosh, that makes me think of CrossFits. Every minute you're late, it was 15 burpees.
Oh,
They'll make me do tables, which is like testing our endurance. So you have to literally stay at the table and everyone runs through you.
So you will be late and you'll just make her stronger. So what's the negative I'm
No
hearing?
loss. No loss.
Yeah, come on, guys. You know. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Then I'll give you any ideas. So,
no, but I mean, this seems like a great opportunity for the soccer coach. That's tournament is almost up and over for the soccer season to be ending, and the soccer coach is going to have a whole lot of free time on her hands to be
I
able
know.
to make all this stuff happen.
It's true. I will.
I,
More
you know,
training.
I think maybe that's the next question we should ask females. We're always asking why we won't show up, why we won't do this, where we want to see it. Maybe the next question is, what are we doing to give back? So
Mhm.
right now, the podcast is highlighting women and we're showcasing that there's so many of us. But as each individual pullers, how are we getting more women? Every time I see a woman, I'm like, hey, I do this. She's like, oh, that is so cool. I'm like, we need more. And then I'm
I
like, and then I go and I'll throw the race card. We don't have many black women. We don't have many this. Now everybody else is in other countries. So, well, I'm old. Nobody cares.
yeah.
Right.
Just
And
like,
I love like even as like I help my coach who's a promoter as well, and I like recently at Ribfest even like on the weekend, I'm doing registration. I'm working registration. They're signing up their kids. Why aren't you pulling? We have an amateur division. We have a novice division. Sign up. Like you're not going against me. You're not going against Patrina.
Right.
There's no harm. There's no harm in
yeah.
trying. We're not as refs. We're not going to let you break your arm.
Right.
I think
Like
that's the maturity too. Like, how do we make everybody kind of feel safe? Come to our practice, and maybe, and if you want to come with your boyfriend, that's great, but maybe come without your boyfriend or your husband too, you know? So try that. I don't know.
yeah,
I just want to see more women. Like
absolutely.
my youngest comes with me every now and then. And she's 16 and her wrist is more stronger than mine. Like it's already concrete. And I'm like, God, if I just started when I was younger. But I'm like, I don't know that she loves it as much as I do. But I just love seeing the men's shock on their face. Like they just aren't expecting it from her. And I'm just like, look, baby girl, you could go so much further, you
Right.
know?
And that's
So,
another thing, right? Like that encouragement. Like, I'm sorry, let's go to a sport where you're allowed to encourage the children. Like, I was just at a soccer game for my best friend the other day, and a guy on the parent side was like, because I'm screaming as a coach, it's her kid, but I'm like, the coach isn't saying anything. I'm going to say something. I'm screaming at these kids to do what they're supposed to, or I'm like, yeah, go, Cohen, like, go, go, go. And this guy was like, can you stop that? And I was like, pardon?
What the hell?
Like, I'm not going to stop cheering for the kid and positive praise. Like, why would I stop that? It says in the rules you're not allowed to cheer. Why are we not cheering? Like, what's going to make these kids want to play?
Right.
What's the
I
point
do
of
not
going
believe
to?
in participation medals.
I
Again,
don't
I don't
know.
want to buy my medal.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, but if you're on the sideline and you're shouting my name, I'm wanting to, you're coming to cheer. People want to work harder when they
Yeah.
recognize that loud, even running a race, like that last eighth of a meter as you're pushing through, the endorphins kick in and somewhere you just get an extra burst of energy. We need that. We got to quit making weak children. Not only weak children, I'm the type of person too that says if my kid messes up, guess what? You're not going to participate in the game, but you're going to go sit on the sidelines and still cheer them on because it's not about you. You messed up, you've hurt the team, so now you got it. Like, so I think that's what I like about my team too. It's we are individuals at times, but you show up for the team first, you know.
Absolutely.
So that's it's team thing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, how are you gonna like my brain hurts. How are they gonna like learn to compete for jobs?
So I just yell louder. It's
Yes,
fine.
There you go.
I'll yell louder.
call us and put us on speaker. We'll yell with you.
Right.
But like, I love that. Like, that's, you're encouraging your daughter, like, oh, you could go so far, but those kids need that. They
You
need
know,
that encouragement in today's society.
so next time you're next to that guy and you're yelling for whatever, ask him which kid is his and then start cheering for his child. So I'm going, since you can't do it, I got him.
Right.
Wow.
So true.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm cheering for everybody. So, you
So,
know.
um, I think that it's just so exciting, to see the people coming up and to have people like yourself who like really understand the vision and it's not tunnel vision, it's literally big picture. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think that's something that I'm really just as a side note, I'm really appreciating getting to know that about you or whatnot about, just like your openness to, when another person succeeds, we're still all succeeding. And, when even if I can cheer for somebody else because if they're gonna go far, I can go far too. It's not necessarily as much as it's a one-on-one sport, it's not a one-on-one race. Like we're literally, in it all together. So,
Yeah,
and sometimes you pass
absolutely.
the baton and you let them have their moment of glory, and then sometimes the baton gets in your hand and you have your moment of glory. And I think that's really cool. Having, women who kind of understand that in the sport is going to be really important to having that female side grow.
Absolutely. There was a
That's
tournament that I competed at, and I also worked in March, I believe. A lot of people there. There was a young girl who I also train with, and she from a different club, and she competes in the heavier weight class, which is also a struggle for young women because she's 13, and she's tough girl. She's gonna do good things and go far. And there was no one in my weight class. Was I going to pull up? I would have, but I also wanted her to have her glory. Like, I didn't want to just go because I knew I was going to probably beat her, but I didn't want to take that away from her, especially at one of her very first tournaments. It wasn't her first tournaments, but like it was one of her first few. And I wasn't going to about to take that away from a 13-year-old. If she was further in the sport, sure, but she just started. I think that she deserved to have her moment of glory.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the sport's kind of all about. If it was worlds, that'd be a different story, but she'd be competing in her own youth division. But I think that it's very important for people to have that perspective.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. 13-year-olds here beat me, so I probably still would have pulled.
I still give her,
Still
I still give her a run for her
guaranteed.
money, but I wasn't going to pay to compete, and I didn't need to that time. If it was provincials, that's different because I did compete
Yeah.
against her at provincials, but this one wasn't super important to me, so I was like, she can
No,
have
I,
it.
I get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was funny. We were talking about it the other day because Brennan Griffith she's 15, but she was 14 last year. She kind of just got into it. Very similar, she competes in the higher weight class, but she is just, I mean, she placed in the round robins both years she pulled. She walks away with first. She's number one in Tennessee, 15 years old, and just, gets on the table. And but it was we were joking about that scene from Thor, the second Thor, when Loki gets excited when Hulk like beats him up or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, that's how it feels," and that's how I feel every time I watch Brennan like beat another female. I'm like, "Yeah, ha!"
It's true.
Yeah.
She's pretty strong, ain't she, y'all? Y'all keep sleeping on this girl.
Well, ladies, I hate to cut this short, but I have to go and cook dinner for my kids and everything. But I enjoyed this, and I can't wait to meet you because I think you're a badass, and I think
Thank you.
you are a solid personality for what is added to the women that we already admire. I think you are just right there, perfect mix.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That means a
So,
lot.
yeah, go hammer the guys today. Make it hurt.
I'll try.
See y'all.
See ya.
So, well, just let's. I just want to touch on some highlights real quick, and then I'll let you go here in the next few minutes so you can get to your
I've got
practice.
till probably like 7:15, depending on how long.
I was gonna. I'll see. I was gonna 30 minutes. So if you only need 15, sweet. Well, awesome. So, talk to us a little bit about like your favorite match. Like, you walked away from the table, win, lose, didn't matter. It was just like, that is a match I'm taking home.
One of my favorite matches, it was my first tournament, and we were doing overalls, and Patrina didn't, like, Candy won. Patrina didn't win, and I didn't win, but we were going for overalls, and my very first win in the sport was just to stop Patrina. I didn't win, but I stopped her. And like, I think when I stopped her, I was like, oh my God, I just stopped Patrina. Like, it happened at provincials too, in an overall, queen of the table. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do now? Even though I know what I'm doing, I'm like, oh my God, I just stopped her. And like, so that kind of is a huge win for me, just seeing that. And now I can go back and be like, hey, do this, do that. Like, I should have done this. Someone should have yelled this at me. But like, I was just like so mortified, or so like crazy. Like, at one of
those moments like happen so fast, but are almost slow motion.
Right? You have to watch it back. Same with like, probably my proudest match to date is beating Ursula Askey on my right hand. Like, I praise to that girl because she is strong. She is a beast. And I had never pulled her before. And my first pull with her, I was able to take home the win. And like, I was just so proud of myself. Like, that is probably a proud moment for me. So that's probably my favorite pull.
I love that. Yeah. And I mean, and I love the fact that like, it's not the fact so much of like beating them as it is you've accomplished something, and I think, and there's a couple of matches that, I finally beat the person that I was chasing, and and we're still really good friends, and we still talk about it, and then it's like, okay, but next time I'm not gonna, next time you don't have it. We can have that back and forth.
Absolutely. And I think like, after, like, for example, like, if I lose, like, for example, I lost to Gina on a MAC table, and I'm like, I can't wait to train with you again. Like, like, I really need to train, like, because you're only going to make that hand better. Like, or Ursula, like, I'm like, if you didn't live like 3 hours away, I'd totally train with you every day, because my right's great and her left is great. So, it's kind of like, it's a friendly, like, I love that we want to make each other better.
Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it is with me and a couple of ladies, where it's just like, all right, you can have right, but your left got to catch up, babe. or like, or the opposite. They're just like, your right will never catch me. We'll see.
Well, you're in luck there, because my left is pretty far behind. Like, it's injured
Fair
twice
enough.
now, and
Yeah,
it is what it is.
but that's so frustrating too because y'all train the same. I train y'all the same. Why can't y'all just be all the same? I mean, left don't regress to where the right is, please, but right, get it together.
Right. And they both, like, I find sometimes they both have different styles. And I'm like, how? How do they both have different styles? I train them the exact same way.
Right.
Like, depending on my match, like if I have no matches coming up, then I train them the exact same way.
Right. Right. It's interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah. Left brain,
But
right
yeah,
brain.
for real. Yeah, I have my last 2025 super match is a right-handed match, and I'm just like, why did I agree to this? I'm ghosting it. I'm not going.
Challenge yourself and you're gonna win.
Right. I am taking it as seriously as humanly possible without getting so wrapped up that if it doesn't go the way that I want to, it ruins me.
Right.
So, because I respect my opponent enough to know her accolades and how hard she works and how strong she is and how this is not something that I am taking lightly in any way, shape, or form. But I'm also not getting so wrapped up into that I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win. That if it doesn't go my way or when it doesn't go my way, I'm like, well, I'm never pulling ever again.
Yeah, like there's nothing I hate more than showing up somewhere and competing and hearing the lengthy sigh of someone being, oh, great, she's here. Like, I'm not winning. No, I want you to give it your all. Yeah, I'm going to battle it out, but like, give me your all and we'll talk about it after and I'll help you. Like,
right.
Same. And you could beat me. You don't know how, like she said before, like you don't know how I slept. You don't know if I'm sick. You don't know any of those things. If my arm's hurt, you have no idea. Like, I mean, on the weekend, I wasn't even going to compete because I'm training so hard for this match with Danielle that I had no rest.
Right.
So my arms were really sore going
They were up for grabs.
They were up for grabs. But I wanted to test myself to see what I could do with sore arms. So, I want you to try. I don't want people to go in being like, oh, I'm going to lose.
Right. That's how we all treat Angie down here in the States. She'd be lying though. She'd be telling, "Oh, I'm not pulling today." Very first match, Lucky versus Angie. This lady.
I've been there. Katrina does that sometimes. She'll be like, oh, I don't think I'll pull up. Oh, she's pulling up. It's fine.
Right.
But I still try to give her my all.
Right.
And,
exactly.
I have been getting closer and closer to stopping her, and we still train together. Right. And it is what it is. But
no, that's fair. No, I love Angie. We're so glad she's one of us now. Not one of y'all Canadians. Except when I'm pulling against her, then I wish she would go back to Canada. And give y'all a run for y'all's money up there.
Yeah. Yes.
So, obviously 26 gold medals, year and a half. That is absolutely insane. Very, very exciting. Just obviously came in, like you said, strong with a strong background and then picked it up because obviously technique and strength will always win over strength, just regular strength anyway. So I think that what you've been able to accomplish in the last 18 months is just absolutely phenomenal. Very proud of you. It really shows that you're putting in a lot of the work. So, what you said you're kind of sort of ranked, correct?
Yeah, I'm not on the ranking list, but like my name's not there, but I should be definitely fourth under Jocelyn, Heidi, and Sarah. On my right hand for sure. But
we'll make it.
I didn't really push it. I don't really care. It's just Ontario rankings. I mean, at provincials, I was able to take home 2 of my very first provincial titles, so in 2 different weight classes. So
very cool. On your right hand, both?
On my right hand, yep.
Very cool. Very cool. So provincial title winner. Have you been to nationals yet?
I have not. I was thinking about going this year. Sorry, the sun's getting in my eyes. But I was thinking of going to provincials this year, but it was in, or national, sorry. It was in Regina, Saskatchewan. There's nothing in Regina. So next year, definitely going to the East Coast. It is in New Brunswick. So my boyfriend's family is from down in Nova Scotia. So we're definitely going to New Brunswick for nationals next year.
Right. Yeah.
And I'll
Michael
be
already
bringing
said
home the
that's
titles,
just the
hopefully.
start of your journey. And
Yes.
yes, it's very exciting. Very exciting for sure. And then your next event obviously is against Danielle, Mac 5?
Mac 4.
Mac 4. Mac 4. Okay. Very cool. And so is it this one going to be a pay-per-view stream like last time?
Yeah, so we have a main card match. So
Okay.
I mean that's kind of intimidating a little bit because I didn't even I'm just going in guns a-blazing right to
Sure,
the main
sure.
card. But Danielle's definitely earned her keep on the main card. You know, she had main card matches at the last Mac 2, I think.
Yeah.
And she pulled Bethany and the Black
Michelle
Scorpion,
Dugan.
Michelle
Yeah.
Dugan, which I also want to pull Michelle at some point. I was supposed to pull her at I wanted to pull her at the Challenger Series 2 in Rochester, but she had another event that day. So unfortunately, we didn't get to pull that. But yeah, hopefully we get to pull someday. So Mac 4 is definitely on my radar for the next 2 weeks.
Very cool. Very cool. So as far as training for that, like have you like kind of laid off now and kind of just in that resting zone? Or are you still training up until next week or?
I'll train, I believe, right up until next week, and then it'll just be some rest and blood flow. And I'm not very good at that. So
Me neither.
my coach definitely tell me lay off the weights, don't do anything. You shouldn't be doing that. Why are you doing that? They're yelling at me all the time. So
See,
I'm also a personal
your
trainer
coach
too.
and
So
my coach should get together and tell horror stories about.
Don't pull at practice. You can't show up to practice and not pull. Come on.
I know he's laughing right now because we've literally had this exact conversation. Paul, you were around the table. I know you got on the table. No, what are you talking? I just took pictures. I'm good. Ow.
Right. Yeah, when he turns his back. Ow, ow, ow. Or he'll be constantly I'll open the pickle jar for you. You can't do that. It'll hurt your wrist or something. You have to rest for 2 weeks. Don't do that.
Right. I love it. That's so cool. So Black Scorpion, I would love to see you. You and Danielle is going to be an absolute phenomenal match. I cannot wait for that. Kelly Bills, I'm super. I'd pay money to see that one for sure.
Yeah.
You never listen to your coach. That's what my coach just said. You never listen to your coach. Do sometimes.
I don't
When you
listen
tell
to
me
mine
I'm the
either.
greatest, I listen to that.
It was funny. My coach on the weekend when I was at the table, he was also reffing at some point, and he's also commentating, and he's like, "Courtney, do something!" And I'm like, because I had lost, and he's like, I'd lost a couple rounds, and he's like, "Do something for Christ's sakes!" And I'm like, clearly, I didn't listen to that either.
You. Yeah, no, it's hard sometimes when you get in the zone and then you're like listening and you're like you have to like listen to the voice all right, are they talking who's talking to who? Because then you'll hear some things and then you'll go to do what they're saying, but then it'll either cost you the match or it gives you the upper hand and then the other person's like, oh shoot, I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, I often will pick one voice out of the audience. There are a couple of voices out there that I will listen to, and I tune everyone out.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of working in a school. You can tune out voices.
I never thought about that. That is a benefit for us. I didn't even think about that.
So I can pick out those voices and tell them what to cue me with, or they know what to cue me with, kind of thing. They'll tell me because on the table, I find especially only being as new as I am, I'll often forget, especially if I'm in a good position, I'll often forget, like, okay, where do I go from here? Like, do I need to pronate more? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? So sometimes I'll forget or I'll lose everything, especially based on the grip. I'll lose everything that's in my head and my plan. And then I hear one thing, one cue, and it's over.
Yeah. No, yeah. But I do love hearing my name. I'm like, thanks, y'all. Thanks for saying my name.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because I hear more stuff watching the matches back than I did like actually in the match. Like I'll be like, oh, I didn't hear them say that. Oh, I didn't know they said that. Or oh, dang, they cheered for me. Oh, okay,
Oh,
cool.
you were standing there? I didn't know that.
Notice you. Very cool. So, obviously, so nationals is going to be on your radar, I'm sure. And and we've just talked, and I love the fact that you see how far you can go and you want to achieve that. So, I think that's really that speaks highly of you as an athlete. That you're not just going to be like, well, I'm going to do a tournament here or there, and if I win some golds, cool. But it's like, no, I'm gonna do if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. So,
Yeah, I don't get anything out of cool, gold medal, awesome. I've got lots of those. Like they're great, don't get me wrong. Like
no, I get you.
no disrespect to anybody who has them, but for me, it's not about being the most decorated athlete. For me, it's about challenging myself. So I want to go against the best of the best or the ones that are at my caliber or the next step, kind of like we were talking about with like Jocelyn, like who's her next, you
Yeah.
know, like I want to compete at that level eventually, but there's some hoops I got to jump through to get there. Like I would love to pull Fio one day. Who wouldn't? But like I got to jump through a lot of hoops and show what I'm capable of. And I feel like I'm capable of a lot. Some days my boyfriend tell you like, I don't speak highly of myself. I think I'm the worst. My performance was awful at provincials, even though I took home 2 titles. Like I will say those things, but he is definitely a huge like uplifter and pushes me as far as I can go. And he reiterates my accomplishments and how proud he is. And so it makes you proud of yourself. So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, you need those people in your corner 100%. And, if you're not proud of you, just know Lucky's proud of you.
well, thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't want to ever pull you, but I'm proud of you.
You don't want to pull me right. Maybe you left.
I'll pull you left. Yeah, that's right. No, but that is that thing. Like, for me, like I would much rather grip up with you right. Like I would much rather, see. All right, what am I working with and what can I do? And this is somebody who I can really respect right-handed who can make me better. So why wouldn't I want to like grip up right hand first and like just really, wear it out and see what I'm doing? Cuz yeah, it's fun to get it's left is so fun for me to pull, not because it's like the show off arm necessarily, but it's the one that I don't have to think as hard, and it's just more fun to pull with
Yeah.
because I do well with it. But at the same time, like I learn so much more about my how to pull when I pull against right-handed pullers who are like way better than me.
Right. That's how I
So,
feel with my left. Like I learned so much from people.
right. Yeah. See, it's just all about learning. We can all learn.
Absolutely. I mean, the top of the top are still learning, right? So there's new things every day.
Yep. Nobody knows everything, especially when it comes to arm wrestling. Because I mean, and I think that's what's fun about it being kind of a quote unquote niche sport too, is you have these people who are trailblazing it, who are trying new things. And y'all, let me tell you something. If you are one of those people that people follow for advice and you like do XYZ and you find out Z doesn't work, can you tell your fandom that, please? Because then you have a bunch of people doing Z, and Z's not even a thing anymore. You're not even doing Z. So tell them.
Like if you've ever watched Neil Pickups, like with the Swedish and the strongmen or whatever. I don't even know what the show's called right now, but it's running
the
a
Titan
blank. But
House.
yeah, the Titan House. With the strong females. What's Roberts? She does that like weird leg thing, and you know what? That's a Z, and that works for her. But like,
Right.
she designed that, and it's only going to work for her.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. That I will say that's one of the things that I will say about those people on certain shows and podcasts and seminars and all the things. I'm just like, bruh. But
That's
again, it's learning. Everybody's learning. And so, we don't necessarily have the, peer reviewed yet yet level of information. Um, and what works for you isn't going to work for me, and what works for me isn't going to work for you in some cases. In other cases, heck yes, let's go. Stop gatekeeping. Let me know if you found this worked and it actually works for you and several people, spread it around. Let's get the
absolutely.
whole community doing it to get to that next level.
And why wouldn't you want to help them, to give them like, a cheat, I guess? No, not a cheat, but like a new move,
A
or
leg
like
up.
a new, yeah, leg up. Why wouldn't you want to make your competitors better, to give you more of a challenge?
Yeah, right. And
Right.
that just makes more opportunities too. We talked
Yeah.
about that a little with I don't know if it was Jocelyn that we talked about it or with Anna. I think we talked about it with Anna Gromlund earlier this week, of just like when you build up the pool, more opportunities come. It's not that because, once you've pulled one person and the pool's empty, you're not going to be able to pull that person again until that one's ready to jump back in the pool with you. So like even if you lose, you can go over to the shallow end and pick from that pool, or you can, if you win, go deeper in the pool and find another arm. So I
Yeah.
think that's one thing that some people just don't quite grasp about the sport, especially at the higher level, is that mentality of like, oh, I don't want anybody on the rope with me. But no, yeah, you do. Yeah, you
Yeah, you do.
do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I think us mid-level pullers understand that, and we do a little bit better job of that. No offense to the others at all. Y'all have put in the work. Y'all have proven yourself 100%. Not shading you at all, at all. But I do appreciate it about some of the ladies that I'm meeting that are on that mid-level, that are almost there, that really want to like bring people with them, and I love
Right.
it.
Yeah, no, I
I think
agree.
that's really important. What would be some advice that you would be given to a lady who's interested in going into the sport?
Um, oh gosh, there's a lot. Find a club. They exist. If you don't find a club, reach out on a Facebook, social media, Facebook, Instagram. Someone's going to know something. Table time, it's your best friend. Don't be afraid to lose. Like, be able to take constructive criticism. Not everyone can handle it. Learn to lose. Like,
Yeah,
be a good loser. Um, I would take everyone's advice with a grain of salt, because, like we said, what works for one won't work for another. And then find your own groove, find your own lane. Um, you know, it's just be you. And again, I'll repeat it till the day I die, or until I quit the sport, that there's no growth in winning. There is, but like, you need to lose to grow.
yeah, love that. Oh, that is amazing. Lucky stamp of approval. I love it. I love it.
Notarized.
Right. So tell us how we can support you. We're gonna wrap up here in a minute, but tell us how can we support you as an athlete,
Um,
as a woman, as whatever.
I think, like, keep doing what you're doing. Like, share, share, share. Social media is huge right now. Like, especially for arm wrestling, like a lot's getting out of there. The promoters are getting out there. Like, attend events. Like, I know it takes money and travel costs and life happens, but like attending these big promoter events like Shaw Classic, or the a Mac 4 event, an East versus West event, like all of these things, worlds, like all of these things, being your presence means a lot, and people respect that. And they will share the shit out of that stuff. So, I mean, sharing on social media is huge, and it gets all over the world. So,
Yeah.
I mean, keep creating content, like keep having these females and these, you know, all that jazz. Like, I think everything you're doing is great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, well, we will continue to do that. Hopefully well.
Yes, for Sure.
But no, but yeah, so everybody make sure you check out Mac 4. Check out Courtney's event versus Danielle. We will be cheering loudly. You'll probably hear us up in.
Hope
I can
so.
be one of the voices that you tune into.
You don't even have to pick someone. Just cheer for us. Cheer
Yes.
for the females. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And so, Danielle's we've had Danielle on the show. She's definitely, we're fans of Danielle. We're like I said, we're definitely fans of you now as well too. And just like with Gabby and Jocelyn, it's not necessarily, I want her to beat her. It's I want them to have a really great match and for both of them to feel really good that they did their very best. So that's what I'm going to hope for your match, Jocelyn and Gabby tomorrow. And so I'm just so thankful for you coming on the show tonight and just sharing your wisdom. Getting to know you has been absolutely phenomenal. I'm really just impressed, and I followed you on social media, but having this is different than seeing somebody's Instagram photos and stories. So
absolutely. And I mean, we get lost, right? Like, I don't post a lot. Like, life gets busy, and I just posted the other day about provincials. So, like, I mean, and it was
right.
months ago, but that's life.
That was
And
the post that I was like, ooh, oh yeah, Courtney.
like, that's just life. I'm not always on my phone. I'm not always on social media. And
Respect it.
I just it's summer. Of course I'm enjoying my summer. Like, sleeping in. I don't have school. I'm sleeping in. But
I feel that.
yeah, I really appreciate you. This is my very first podcast, so I really appreciate you reaching out, and it's been a blast. Like, I love getting to know you, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Awesome. Well, very cool. Well, good luck to you in a couple of weeks. Have a phenomenal practice tonight, and everybody else, stay safe, do all the things, and we will see you at the next one.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we're clear.